Brought to you by Namia pomegranate drink. I'm just kidding. I wish I was sponsored though. I love this drink. This is the best thing in the world. I get it from Upney Mundi or Upney Bazaar, I think. I don't know. It's a Fremont. Just get it. It's a good basil drink. It's pomegranate. It's good for you. Anyways, let's get the show started. Welcome back to Before the Rise podcast, guys, with another edition. I just wanted to go over a couple things with you guys. First and foremost is sorry if I posted a little bit late, like 2 days late. One, and two, I'm just trying to figure out the schedule when I should post, how nice it should be, to the timing that is suitable for you guys and things like that. So there's a logistics going behind this. It's not just posting it randomly. And then on top of that, I got a little busted lip. Got, when you box, you get hit, and then you have a busted lip. Then it looks like it's something growing on your face. But all the things that could possibly happen to you right before you film. Nevertheless, it's okay. I'm happy to be here. Other than that, I want to thank every one of you guys for watching. I just want to start off the episode saying I'm very grateful for you guys. The reason why I say this is because I have a friend named Alex. Him and his fiance watch my stuff, and he was telling me this while I was giving him my haircut. He said, "Bros, we watch your videos, as we eat dinner, or we sit down, we play it on YouTube, and we just kind of kick back, then discuss what you talk about." So this really motivated me to go, you know what? Like, I have to make sure that I'm giving the excellent side of me that I can, like the best side of me that there is, and to always do better and to always push to be the best. So I always do that. I try my best, but when I hear things like that, it really motivates me. So it's nice. It's nice to know people are watching, and it's also nice that people are sharing those experiences with me. Things like that. It motivates me. It makes me feel happy. I feel more like excited about everything, and I go, you know what? I can actually share my thoughts free and openly, but also teach you guys something with my perspective, and just to tell you about my life and my world and how people view, from my side of the world, or from just my eyes, how people view life. And I say people because there's a lot of people like me. There's a lot of like-minded individuals like me that think of the world just like I do. And I say this because there's a few things I saw come up recently, and I'll put up a video while I go through this, so you'll see, things be on the screen while I go through this. And if not, I'll describe it for you. But there was a crime that I watched a video. It happened, I think, like just 5-6 days ago. It was about, I wrote his name, Julio Cesar Rodarte, and he killed a Victor Hugo, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. This guy, he went to a liquor store at like 6 in the morning. This is just from local news points and just journalists talking about it. So he basically went to go get some liquor. He couldn't. And because of that, he got upset. He went on the street. He had a gun, and this is happening in California. He took out his gun, and he shot 30 plus rounds. And as he's shooting, he injured a few people. I mean, he hit a couple cars, and he actually killed one person, which is the guy Victor. And it makes you think, like, how badly crime is in the United States, where that guy killed someone, and people are afraid to run him over because they may be scared of, like, what if I run him over and I'm convicted of the crime, and even though he's shooting at me and it's in self-defense, I could lose this case, right? Because there are people out there, there are great lawyers out there that know how to fight these things. There's this guy named Jayoma. He's an Asian attorney, and this man is like he's perfected the art of being an attorney. And I say art because he is very articulate, and he's well trained in being like manipulative, in the sense of getting information and changing it and feeding it differently to the judge. He's made people that are convicted of that crime look like they're completely innocent. So it makes you think about the judicial system and how it is, especially in the United States. And this is where I went on kind of like a deep dive. I was like, you know what, let's jump in and take a look at the things that we see here in the United States, and is it really as bad as it seems versus other sides of the world, where we're looking at overseas at another country like the UAE. And I came to the conclusion, basically this: we not only hypersexualize, but we are extremely, and I say we as a society in the Western side of the world, especially the US, we look forward for crime to happen and to do nothing about it. Here's what I mean by that. Theft in the Bay Area. I'm just going to read some stuff for you guys to see how bad it's gotten here in the California region, and then also in the Bay Area region more than anything. It is increased by 38% in Southern California, okay? So from 2021 to 2024, it's increased 38%. Now, In the Bay Area alone, it's increased 65% in the past 3 years. So from 2021 to 2024, it's increased 65% of crime. This has to do with theft, homicide, name it. Anything that you're talking about, theft in general and crime in general has increased. Now, I want to point something out for you guys, okay? Because there's a misconception that when you're across the four walls of the United States, it's, crappy outside of it. But here's what I'm going to be shocking your world with. In the United Arab of Emirates, crime is a staggering 0.4%. 0.4%. And in the city of Dubai, it's 12%. And this is in 2024. This compared to the United States is night and day. Here's why I say this. You guys, in United States, we are 22nd, or no, sorry, I think it's 22nd. Yeah, 22nd most crime-infested country in the world. 22nd. We have a 41% crime rate, and it's increasing. Although they may say it's not, it's increasing. Believe it or not, we are a third world country. We are not a leading power country. And here's why I say that. How is the United States going to say that we have so much power? We have so many tools. We are not only the impactful country in the world, but we are the leading in innovation and so many other things when we have so much crime in our backyard. And just when you look at it, just with those statistics alone, we are horrible. We are not only one of the fattest countries in the world, we're also the more crime-infested countries in the world. Now, that makes you think. I thought of El Salvador's president. I forgot his name, but look at that. Like El Salvador's president, Venezuela's president, Mexico's new president, they're trying to decrease crime rate as much as possible. United States is not doing anything about it. And we're considered the forefront of the world. If there was an alien invasion, United States would be the first to be like, we run the world. We are what you see. Because of us, this is how the world is, and we take pride in it, and X, Y, and Z, and hamburgers, and bullshit cars and all this. We are the innovators of the world. We are the explorers of the world. How are we going to claim something like that when in all honesty, we are the complete opposite of everything that we see there and that we claim there? And this made me think, how can we truly stand amongst each other and claim that we're the best, right? We can't. You can't even claim that United States is the best. And I know a lot of people watching this will be like, well, then go back to your home country. Why did you, migrate to the United States? Well, I migrated here. I came from Afghanistan because Afghanistan had almost everything that, you want in a country. It had suburbs, rural, village, everything. But all that went away because of the war. And the war didn't happen because Afghans decided to ruin their own country. No, it's because it was interference with other countries, whether that may be Russia, whether that may be America itself, or whatever it is. There was third-party hands being touched in, touching the country, trying to control it because of the minerals, because of so many things that it has. And a lot of people neglect the fact that a lot of these countries that we see that are war-torn are because they're very valuable countries. You're looking at countries like in Africa, or states in Africa, or countries in Africa, or even you're looking at the cities in Afghanistan. All these places that are very minute regions, or even bigger regions that we're looking at, you see 100%. Okay, why is it that these people before maybe 120 years ago was okay, or 300, 400, 5 years ago they were doing good. They had their own cultural way of living life, but they were doing much better than they are now. How are they digressing instead of progressing to move forward? Well, the reason why is because of all the interference. It's because of how many people are trying to control that country because of all the valuable things they have. For example, lithium, ruby, the stones, and there's so many other things that are in just alone. Opium in Afghanistan. They have so much in there. There's so many things that are valuable to this world that you can use there. Of course, you're going to want to control it. I've heard firsthand stories from my uncles that have been in the military, that have been part of the politics, that they say, hey, we have valuable stuff here that I know if the world found out about, there's billions of dollars stuff that are stuffed inside the mountains that we just are exploring and finding out now officially. So I think about these things. I think about these things a lot because I go, how much are we going to neglect the fact that the justice system and the judicial way that everything United States has set up on its own is horrible? It's absolutely horrible. It's not good to be the good guy. basically. It's better for you to be the bad guy and to say, you know what? I'd rather do something wrong than right, because it's more beneficial for me or my family or for whoever it may be than to be the good guy, right? I'd rather do wrong. Doing wrong in United States gets you further than if you do right. Look at the smallest things that you see in society that are implementing that, like Shark Tank, right? The show itself, Shark Tank, it's basically explaining to you that there's sharks out there that are willing to do anything and everything as long as they have money to control what you have or to invest in what you have, to then take a bigger piece of that. And you might say, oh, well, this is capitalism, or this is the best way that we can live, where everyone has an equal way to fight and get to the top. Not necessarily, because the gap between the middle class and the rich class is increasing by the year, by the months. It's increased over 20% in the past just 3 years. 3 years, it's increased by 20%. You're telling me that we're finding more equality and equity? No, we're not. We're going completely opposite of that, right? So then how can we make the claim that United States is such a loving country that it gives everyone equal opportunity? And again, it's not that I'm ungrateful of being here. It's more so, how are we going to stand with our chest held, with our chest pumped up high and our head held up high, and speak with so much pride and ego and say that United States has so much to offer, but in reality, there's really not much. We're not technologically advanced. We are not in any way having good nutrition. Everything is with GMOs. Everything is just fake. I mean, look at the way they make chicken nuggets in McDonald's. Have you seen how they make chicken nuggets in McDonald's? Just look at the video. Look at the video, and then people wonder, why do Muslims eat zabiha or halal? Why is it so important to eat halal? Look at the way they grind live chickens, like little chicks. They put them. I remember I watched this in high school, like 8 years ago. This was a long time ago. They were grinding. They showed us a video of how like McDonald's chicken nuggets are made, and there was live chicks like chirping, and they turn on the grind and it's like, zzz, and then all of a sudden you see like it comes out in mush. That's why some of your chicken nuggets, if you don't believe me, go open it up when you go eat McDonald's next time. Look at your chicken nuggets. You might even see blood vessels in there, and it's not because there's no such thing as blood vessels in chicks. There is, but because there's blood clots still in there, it's stuck, and a lot of people get sick because they're eating uncooked food, which is also another thing. Like, I don't know why Americans do this. I've never understood this. You eat something raw or medium, dude, eat it well done. Like, cook your food. And I've had like legit arguments with people where they've told me like, bros, no, you could only eat like medium or medium rare because that's when you get the most flavor and you get the most, texture, and it's so watery and liquidy and juicy. No, the food is not cooked. And this is where I love the religion of Islam. It says you must eat the meat cooked, like well done. They can't be showing blood in it, because there's so much sickness that comes with that. There's so many things that come with that. And a lot of people will go, no, it's okay. It's marinated with alcohol. It's marinated with this and that. It's going to take it away. It's not. You have to cook your meat. That's the right way to eat it. Now, I'm not saying burn it, but cook it. Cook it where it doesn't show pink to the point where you can see blood. I met a guy one time that told me, I like to eat my meat like as if it's still pulsing, and like, I can still see it moving, and it like as if I'm eating a live cow. It baffled my mind. I looked at him. I was like, dude, you're eating raw food. Just eat like the meat like it's raw. Like, just butcher the guy and just butcher the cow and eat it. Like, don't even cook it. Why are you cooking it then? Why are you even putting a little bit of hot air on it? Just eat it raw. Like, don't try to convince me that that's the right way to eat it, because you sound crazy. If you go another side of the world, you will sound crazy, which I've noticed a lot of Americans and people that migrate over here, even Afghans, even non-Afghans, whatever, once they've lived here, they've become accustomed to the fact of being ignorant and arrogant. When they go overseas, they think it's all about them because they have a passport that says United States of America, which is crazy to me, because if you go to the world and you travel like other sides of the world, you will see that you don't really mean much when you go to someone that cares more about family than money. Which is crazy. This is what we're in the society now, where money means more than family, where money means more than love, money means more than anything. Arrogance and ignorance is primed upon and looked at as something like, hey, this is beautiful. And when you have humility, it's looked at something as weak, like simping. If someone tells me, oh, you listen, if I post something, right, and my wife doesn't like it, and she says, take it off, like take this picture off. Or let's say my mom didn't like it and I was single, and she said, take it off, son, this looks bad. I would listen and take it off. There would be nothing wrong with that. It's not called being a simp. It's called respecting your significant other or your elders, especially like your parents. Those are the most important people in your life, right? And people don't believe that. People go, well, it's my life, it's my body. I get to do what I want to do, and I get to dress the way I want to dress. And I talked about this in the last podcast. This is why people are crazy and they get mistreated, and then they complain about it. And then they go, oh, I didn't do anything. And this whole thing where I was going through, like, how is the judicial system set up? I was discouraged in a lot of ways because I thought about it. I said, if we had someone steal my car, which has happened, by the way, in front of my own house, and I walked out there with my gun and I wanted to shoot him, I would be convicted of the crime. If someone came into my house and was to break in and then says, no, okay, I don't want to, don't kill me, and they walk out, right? They go, I surrender, or something like where they're running away because I pull out my gun. I have no right to shoot them, which can inadvertently get my life in jeopardy, or my family or my loved ones, because they might come tomorrow and be having a full group of people, or they'll have like guns or whatever they may have, and be like, oh yeah, this guy's armed. Let's go back with 5 more people more armed, and let's go take over his house. He clearly has something valuable that he came out with armed. He came out armed, and he came out with a gun, or he came out with a couple of guns, or whatever it may be, or a machete or a bat, whatever. I guarantee you, if someone came into your house, especially in California, which I hate that they do this, and if they turned around and walked, and if you took a shot at them, you, my friend, would be considered the perpetrator, the one that's the predator, not the prey. You would be the one that would be convicted of the crime. You would be the one that would have to go face the time of whatever that they convict you for. Not instead of, or instead of being like the hero or saying it was in self-defense. And I'm not saying make it a lawless country where you could just shoot anyone that goes in your front lawn, because I know some people are very trigger happy. They're just very, very fun with that. They don't care. Someone could walk on their front porch and they just start whipping out their gun and shooting them. That's stupid. Obviously, that's not called good gun safety. But at least give the person the right to say, hey, if someone comes into my house, just because they don't have a gun doesn't mean I can't shoot them. I should shoot them. If they're trying to hurt me, I'm going to shoot them, because they come with the intent to rob you or kill you. It's one of the other, right? That's where you see all the theft in the Bay Area, where they're legitimately stealing cars. They're stealing things. And I'll put up a video while I go over this. They're legitimately stealing things. And you see their face of the perpetrator, or the person that is doing the act, right? That's doing the crime. Nothing happens to them. Slap on the wrist and get released tomorrow. And then you tell me, oh, we're such a high-end society. We offer so many chances of forgiveness. I have no idea how people can say the United States is a fair country, or even Western countries in general, when there's someone like that kid. I don't know if his name was Brock Turner, or I forgot his name. He was in Stanford. I'm sure you guys remember him. He raped a girl, and he was on the swim team. After 6 months, he got released, and he only had to do parole or something. He didn't even have to go to jail. Like, he didn't even get convicted of the crime, as bad as it may have seemed. In other countries, you know what they do if you rape someone? Do you know what the consequence of that is? It's significant. And that's what makes me think, why is it that United Arab of Emirates have low, crime rate? Or why is it these countries have low crime rate? Because the majority of them follow the Sharia law, or they have a form of that. If they're not Muslim country, they follow something like that. You break into someone's house, you go into their business, and you take something of theirs, they cut your hand off, and you'll never do it again. I promise you. You cut their finger off, never do it again. You cut their nose off, they'll never do it again. You cut their ears off, they'll never do it again. I'm not saying go to that extent, but I'm saying you make an example, they'll never do it again. And a lot of people will be like, this is tyrannical, bros. You are a dictator. This is how the world goes bad. This is how, people that are like Hitler raise up and they raise the world and they ruin everything. No, relax. It doesn't have to get to that level of Hitler. But imagine if the United States came out and they said, from here on out, if anyone steals anything that's valuable of over $5 or $1, anything like that, right? Anyone that steals, and we convict you of the crime, we cut 2 of your fingers off, we amputate 2 of your fingers, how much crime do you think is going to decrease? Or if they say, for example, if you're convicted of murder, you get the death sentence right then and there, or life sentence to jail forever. There's no, you get 20, 30 years. You get death right then and there. Like, it's 100% you were the one that killed him, you get death. You get the death penalty, or you die right away. But, like you go to jail, for example, all right away, and you stay there for a long time. Imagine how much the crime would decrease. A lot of people would be scared. A lot of people. These people that you see coming in, stealing makeup, or that you see, for example, in the video where they're taking things, valuables, things like that. They do this, and cops don't say anything. These people would all of them would stop. And it's not about a racial thing or a cultural thing. Anyone that's stealing would stop. I'm telling you, they would stop because they would realize, oh, you know what? There is a huge, huge, huge repercussion to me stealing something as worth as $500, a phone or a makeup bag or whatever it may be. They would then realize I need to stop. But a lot of people don't want to do this. A lot of people are scared. A lot of people are afraid of actually showing punishment. And then you have someone that has like an ounce of weed and they get like 5 years in prison. That makes no sense to me. I'm not saying I promote, smoking weed or anything, but how are you going to make that make sense to me or others that have actually common sense, where they have an ounce of weed, they don't hurt anyone, they may be smoking in their house, you go get them and arrest them and you take them away. But God forbid someone comes and breaks into your house and you shoot them, you're going to go to hell for that and you're going to go to jail forever. Or DUIs, that I've seen so many cases of people have DUIs where they're legitimately killing people. They go on the road and they literally run over someone, kill a child, kill the dad, whoever it may be, or they might get in a car accident, kill someone. They have a DUI. That person gets convicted of like 10 years or 5 years or 12 years max. You took 2 lives away, a life away, and you're getting convicted of 5 to 10 years. Are you crazy? Oh, because you were under the influence? Dude, oh my God. Like, that makes me lose my head. You should be sentencing them to life. You want to make a mistake like that? Life. No parole. Straight to jail forever. Or death penalty right then and there. Which is crazy. No one wants to do that. Just like Jeffrey Dahmer. He's got killed like over 15 plus people. He got life in jail. That's it. Like, that's all he got. And then someone had to be the man and have the balls to go kill him in jail because he said, God told me to. Props to that guy for killing him. Because no one else was going to do in this amazing country. No one wanted to convict him with the death penalty. Ted Bundy, another example. The Night Stalker, that guy. I forgot. Richard Ramirez, I think was his name or something like that. He killed so many people. He literally would eat them, kill them. No one said a word. He got convicted and died in prison because of cancer or something like that. He died in prison. Why wouldn't you give him the death penalty? Make an example. The moment you find out, execute. Done. You're gone. But you don't want to do that. Why? Oh, because you know what? We are a great and a very just country. That's why we want to be nice. We don't want to have any problems. We want to make sure that we show the world that United States is the forefront to justice. That is irony, my dear friends. That is irony. And I'm not saying I hate United States. I'm saying the way it's ran, the way it's now being basically shown and propagated for everyone to believe what it is. Oh, we got a long way to go before there's actual justice. We'll probably need Imam Mahdi come by very soon. We need him to come by, show some justice, get this world sorted out so we can get everything figured out. Did I tell you guys I was sponsored by these guys? I'm just kidding. I'm not. I'm telling you, by the way, this is the best thing. You guys should definitely get into this. This is one of the best. But nevertheless, thank you guys so much for joining me on Before the Rise podcast. You can go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Brosy. You can also listen to me on Spotify at Before the Rise podcast, or watch me on YouTube if you haven't. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or if you want to share, I would love this. Please engage with me. I appreciate it so much. Tell me your stories if you watch, what you like, what you dislike. Share your opinions. That's why I do this, because I want to help you guys understand the world in a little bit of a better aspect than what it may be showing itself. Other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I will see you guys on the next one, and take care. Bye.